Hello, everyone. Greetings to the Brainstorming with Burair. Brainstorming with Burair, as you know, is a platform where I invite people from all around the world. And today's guest, she's an amazing human being and she believes in the power of words. So, without any further ado, I invite my 29th guest. But before, let's have our intro.
Yes,
Hi,
thank
Laura.
you.
Greetings, everyone. How's it
Good
going?
evening. I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm amazingly doing good, and I'm anxiously waiting to talk to you about the power of words. So, can you tell me about? Can you tell us about your story, your life, a brief introduction of you?
Yes, I don't know where to start, but as long as we are talking about the power of words, I will just share a little bit about my history, if it's okay, to let you know why
Yeah,
I'm so, uh, yeah, enthusiastic about the power of words. So I grew up in a family. It was a warm family, but we had some challenging about like talking about emotions. So when I was around the age of 16, um, I had a challenging situation at home, and I sensed myself I was not able to deal with my emotion, and I was going to stay on the streets, had some bad habits, and end up with an environment which was not helpful for me, to say it in that kind of way. And in that time, there were also a lot of people who were saying like, okay, if you're not going to school, it's not going to work. If you're continuing your life like this, then you will end up like dying at age of 21. So these words were like very hard at that time to hear for me, and it really has a big effect also on my image of myself. So at the age of 23, I had another challenging time in my life. I divorced at that age, and I sensed all the emotions came again. I sensed that I didn't went through all the things which was happened in the past, and I discovered that I had some negative self-talk. And then there was one friend who said to me, "But Laura, what's the problem? You are an amazing and you're an intelligent woman. What happened with that woman?" And that words, it was like a seed which helped me to start to believe in myself. And because of these words from a friend who know me from the past, when everything was still good, it helped me to start to believe in myself. So since that moment, I was like so passionate about words can have such a great impact and can be such a blessing, and also the way we talk to ourselves. So from that point, I try to learn also about personal development, and also to try to be more aware of what I'm saying to myself, also to others, uh, and to see how you can work for the good.
that's an amazing story. That's an amazing story. Uh, my second question is related to the first one, that what made you an amazing human being, because you have been going through so many things, you have been going through a rough patch of your life, and it's okay. We humans have to go to different phases of our life, so we come up as a gold or a diamond. So what made you an amazing human being?
What a wonderful question. I love it. Honestly, I think the thing what pops up in my mind the first is that I'm able to allow myself, of course, up to a certain point, to be also with my shadow side. So also to be okay with when I'm feeling anxious and when I'm feeling sad, because I sense when I make contact with the moments when I feel sad, and most of the time it's related to something what happened in the past, sometimes something in the moment, that I'm coming more closer to my pure self, to who I am. So for me, someone like to be an amazing human being, it's also to allow myself to feel sad, to feel sometimes times that I don't know, and to allow myself to be just a human being, and to go through all phases of life and enjoy when I feel happy, but also to try to be okay when I'm not having a good day or when I'm not feeling well, and to be okay with that. I think that's part of being an amazing human being.
That's true. That's true. I can assess that you are sharing your true self, and that's okay. And that's the best part of being a human, because you have to go to the crest and trough, to the ups and downs both, and that makes you an amazing person. Uh, great answer. So, when did you realize the words have the immense power? They can change the world. They can affect others. When did you realize this thing?
Mm, like I shared before, one of the moments was really this moment when this friend was sharing with me, uh, like, Laura, you're a very amazing and intelligent woman. That was one point. But also later, when I discover and was more aware of my thoughts. For example, like I shared before, I was not used to deal with emotions like sadness or anxiety. So in our family culture, we're used to say like, oh, we just move on. So that was a thought, that are words which are denying my emotions. But then I try to experiment, like, what are other words which I can use, which comfort me and what can help me to go through this. And then I start to play with it to find out what kind of words are comforting me. So when I feel sad, I was saying to myself, like, okay, it's okay. What's there? You can bring it. And then I also sense that these words have so much power, because these words giving me the comfort to be okay with myself, to comfort myself and also others, of course. But yeah, that's really what I love about words.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Because realizing the power of words mean realizing your true self, because that's the way of communication, uh, through you, to yourself and to the others. So, what were the difficulties, as you already have mentioned, and because I thought that I should go on deeper on these things so that others can understand that how you overcome through the difficulties of your life, because this interview series is also a lesson for, and also an inspiration for others as well, because people like to hear people like you who have done something good in their life.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think we all face difficulties and we also handle it, of course, in different ways. Like I shared already a little bit, when I was 16, or it was 15, when I heard that my dad has cancer. And at that moment, I didn't know how to deal with anything. So I just was quitting school. I was staying outside a lot, like I shared, with people who were on the streets. And at the end, the project, which called Au Boulot, it was 6 months in another country, um, without any phone, without contact with my family, which helped me to come back to myself. But also at the age of 20, I married, and at age 23, I divorced. And that was really a very challenging time. I felt like the floor was uh, away under my feet. And I really thought like, oh, I'm going to be crazy. What do I have to do? And I can remember one day I just was on my knees and I was like, God, if I ever survive this, I will do everything. I really didn't know how to deal with myself or with my emotions. And I can even remember that one time I was lucky, I had some people where I felt free to talk about it. I can remember also one day a friend said like, okay, sometimes in life, you don't have to think how am I going to go through the next hour, but only going through the next minute. And that was a certain point in my life, what I experienced. And I also felt very lonely sometimes at that time. So I felt shame for my situation. I wanted to be able to deal with it, don't feel all these feelings or fears. Um, yeah, and I had also a period where I really sensed like that I had social anxiety, even though a lot of people always think like Laura, she's very open and outgoing, but beside that there was some fear, and that I was going outside was because I want to overcome this, and I want to feel free inside myself, but it was really a big struggle, and sometimes it's still, but yeah. So I think how I managed to overcome to these difficulties and still is always trying to come back to the feelings which are there, and not judging them, because still sometimes I feel like anxious or I feel some sadness, and I still don't know always where it comes from, but I allow myself to just express even when I don't know what is the reason, but I know it's part of me which want to be expressed, and I believe that is um, working as a healing for me to just express what is there.
That's an amazing thing. So I want to mention something, that you spoke from your heart, and you can use this to inspire other people, and the whole world, because
Mm,
I see that. So I mean, my other question would be that how one can utilize the power of words in the best possible way, that maybe you can tell us a trick or of some words that you have used or hear that have changed your life, or the way of, the perspective thing, anything you want to mention.
okay. First, I want to say thank you for your wonderful words that you say, like, and encourage me also what you share. Like, I see you're talking from your heart. So thank you for your words. Yeah, I mean, like, I sense already it gives me this smile and also this, how do you say it, motivation. So thank you. That's also like a very good example, like what words can do. So how one can utilize the power of words? I think there are two things. First, like to be more aware about what are the things you are saying to yourself. So really, sometimes to just zoom out a little bit and be aware of the things you are thinking. And then also, if you are able to be aware of it, to ask yourself the question, is it some thought which I repeat, which I hear from society, from parents, or whatever? And just check in with yourself if it's true. And sometimes I sense with myself, it's helped me to speak out. Because sometimes in my mind, I can think that something is true, but as soon as I speak outwards, then most of the time I sense in my body like, okay, this is nonsense or this is true. So sometimes also just have like journaling sometimes also help me just record or speak out and share to be aware of your dialogue, what you have with yourself. And also you can try to be aware of the words you're using. For example, you can say something like, when you think something is difficult, when you say difficult, your brain is going to make things like difficult, is going to think very hard. But if you say like something is challenging or not yet easy, it has a different energy. It can give a different feeling. So because everyone has different feeling, of course, with a word, but um, yeah. So instead of saying that something is difficult, can say like, okay, this is challenging, and see which kind of words is working for you. No, for me, it's helped to say, okay, this is challenging, or something is not yet easy. That's also possible. And one time, a friend of me, she also gave me a very nice one. I said like, I feel so busy, and then she said like, you just have all the time, or you are just having nice things to do. And I was like, it's one situation, but when we use different words, it can give us different feelings. So, or if you feel like you're sensitive, then you're like, I'm always so sensitive, or but it's also a beautiful thing. So feel blessed also with that.
Good, very good. It's all about perspective, seeing things in a different angle, in a good angle, so no one can hurt of your words and your feelings.
Yeah.
So,
Can I add a little thing? I just think about it.
yeah,
Because what I sense, what for myself was important, that I'm not denying my feelings. So, for example, when I feel sad and I'm going to think like, oh, I have to change my mindset, I will say like, oh, but this is beautiful in the world, and I'm thankful for this. For me, it's important that I say, first acknowledge like, oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling sad, but oh, it's nice. There is a beautiful flower. So I think that's also important when you want to try to change something in your mindset. Don't deny what is there because that's also part of you, and then see how you can combine it together. So I think for me that's an important point.
yeah, that is an important point. So, who is your inspiration? Because you have gone through so many things, so maybe you have an inspirational thing or a person or human being, maybe an animal. You can mention.
Nice. I think I have a lot of people who inspire me. Two of the persons who came in my mind directly is one is Bob Proctor. He passed away this year, but he is someone who is really he was
Yes,
so dedicated and passionate about mindset and helping people, and also in combination with the heart. Yeah, I really loved him. Probably a lot of people maybe know him. If you don't know him, check him also on YouTube. Rian Alawala, he's from Pakistan. He also inspires me a lot because he's someone who connects people, who how do you say it, who share, who connect. Yeah, he is really also an inspiration for me.
yes, he's
And nature as well,
yeah, yeah. He's one
and a
of
lot
the
of
super
books.
connectors in Pakistan. Super connectors.
Yeah, it's. I think even our connection is from probably to through him and Facebook. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing human being. Amazing. Yeah, he has made so many kings in Pakistan. I mean, he's a king maker, not a king. He's a king maker. I
Mm.
use for him. So that's great. And my other question would be the what is the value of communication in any human's life, or like in your life? Uh, we all
Mm.
understand the value of communication. So say some words, put in your 2 cents about the value of communication.
Can you repeat the last uh, sentence again?
I
Sentence
mean,
again? What
value
is?
of communication. Say something, the value about value of communication, how a good communication can change someone's life, or how it affects it, is it affect badly or positively, and how?
Oh, that's a challenging question. Oh, I don't know what to say about that. But for me, like the value of communication, what I can say about it, it's all about understanding. Um, yeah, try to hear what the other wants to say and also what someone wants to say behind the words. So also about taking time for each other and to really try to be present in the moment. I think that's the most um, the biggest challenge in this time with our fast social media and so on. I also sense it with my brain, just go quick, quick, quick. And I think our feelings and I think being honest and being vulnerable is the most important thing in communication so that we can connect. I think there is something with the connection that's interesting when you are talking about the value of communication. So let me just go on. I think with communication, like I shared before, it's very important to be open and Also, in communication with people, it's important that you are not judging yourself, because the way you judge yourself, you will also think the other person will see you in that way. So I think open communication all starts with being open to yourself and not judging yourself.
Thank you
Welcome
for that.
back.
Sorry, there was an internet glitch. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, we are talking about the super connectors of Pakistan, and here the internet glitch comes in.
It looks like there is some pause in the connection. I cannot hear you clear anymore, but I can try to answer the question. So let me just answer the question while we wait for the internet connection to be restored. For me, the key elements of a speaker is the main one. Yes, you're back. The key elements for a speaker for me, it's being authentic. You can have maybe a lot of skills for being a good speaker, but if I sense you're just talking a story or just giving some information, for me, it's important. I want to see who you are, what is in your life, what is important for you, and that I just see you as a person. So you don't have to be great or whatever. I just want to be connect with you as a human being. So for me, the key element of a speaker is just being honest from up to the um, place which is okay for you, but just to show who you are so we are able to connect. For me, that's help for when someone is authentic. For me, I don't care what you're saying, but then I feel it's okay for me to listen because I feel there is some connection, and that's the most important thing for me.
Thank you for your answers, and we had a great conversation about power of words. So, in the end, your golden words. What do you want to say to our audience? Because people will also see this communication after that, because it will be there in as a recorded form on the internet. So, what do you want to say at the end of the conversation?
Mhm. Thank you. There are always a lot of things to say, but I think the main thing what I want to say to you is to believe in yourself. I really believe we are all here. God gave us all a unique gift, and believe in that. Try to discover it. Don't compare yourself. Just try to keep on listening to that voice inside. Be connected with your heart and use your words for the good. If you feel like you want to give a compliment to someone, don't hesitate, because it can change someone's life. It make you happy. So, and be authentic in your communication. Be open to yourself and be also kind to yourself. We all go through struggles in life, and that doesn't make us a less human being. It's make us a human being. So one thing I just want to say, never feel ashamed about yourself, because that's also what I know from my past experience in life, that I sense it gives so much freedom if you're able to just embrace yourself, and it also help you to embrace the other and to have an open communication and connection with each other. Because I think loneliness is also about feeling not okay or feeling ashamed about ourselves or a certain situation, or you feel ashamed of speaking out. So I think really shame is something which is a big cause of loneliness. So just embrace yourself where you are right now and know that you are good, that you are good enough, and that you are an amazing human being. That's all.
Thank you, Laura, for your kind words, for your energy, for your consciousness, for being present in this interview. And we had an amazing talk. So I end up this conversation, uh, and I'll come to the next interview with an amazing guest, and in the 30th episode. Till then, bye bye.
Thank you.